Stop with the tapping. That's the first rule.
It's Braille.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of People vs. Paranormal. I am Ben.
I'm Tim.
I'm Anthony.
And we have some fun in store for everyone tonight. We're playing with some of our new podcast gear. We've had a busy week doing ghost-related stuff, but not necessarily ghost hunting. And we're going to debut a new segment tonight. We're going to just call Paranormal News, I guess, until we come up with a cool name. So why don't we cue that music? All right, so here we are. I'm going to talk about some paranormal news. And who wants to go first? Who's got a story for us tonight?
Story. Anthony's got a story.
I don't know about that one.
I think you both have stories. I think we all have stories. So, Tim, why don't you bring us to the first story?
All right, first story is all about supernatural, and this video that's online right now. Yeah, it's a strange one. Kind of looks fake to me, but it's a video that was uploaded on Facebook last month. It has garnered over 4.2 million views by now, which our stuff should have like 60 million views with the stuff we have. But the video was posted with a caption that said, "What do you guys think about this video? It's too creepy to be true. In this day and age, making a fake video is like cakewalk. Anybody can do it." In the video, a woman is seen dancing all alone inside a dance studio. The footage looks like it was captured on CCTV. Towards the end of the video, we notice the woman's position makes 3 reflections in the mirror. Then the unimaginable happens. Something you guys got to take a look at because it looks totally fake to me.
I would agree.
Definitely fake.
It's a simple effect you could do on Adobe After Effects. Probably even some cheesier software.
It's just layering.
So what the video is...
A mirror, though, too.
Yeah, she's dancing in a room that has mirrors on every wall. And she sits down and takes a break, and one of her reflections moves and gets up and stares at her, and she freaks out and runs.
Yeah.
There's no movement of cameras. It's stationary.
Yep.
And her facial expressions are so fake, too. It was like, if that really happened, you seriously think you'd be like, oh, and turn around and run? No. You'd probably run real quick without saying anything.
Yep.
So I believe that's definitely...
It's not even really ghost-related either.
Yeah.
There's nothing ghost about that. So she's dead in one mirror?
Right.
I mean...
Really?
A ghost is copying what she looks like. It's a ditto.
A doppelganger, maybe.
Come on.
So if anyone wants to view out the full article or the video, you can head to indiatoday.intoday.in. Search on there for paranormal cam dance, I guess, would bring you there. Or I think you can find it on YouTube now. It's worth a watch. It's kind of cool. It's something you'd see in a movie, maybe, but as far as it being legit, we're going to give it the big old buzzer. So, Anthony, you got a story for us too, right?
Yep.
And yours comes from where?
dailystar.co.uk.
Okay.
Was that Laura Hay and her partner Dean Evans set up a baby monitor after their 18-month-old son Sebastian repeatedly tried to climb out of his cot. But when Laura went to check on him, she occasionally noticed something horrifying next to her baby. Apparently it was a ghost baby, which I wouldn't really...
Ghost baby.
Call that a ghost baby.
And it even waved at her, it says.
Yeah, it even waved at her. There's actually no footage.
Hello.
Yeah,
It is 2 shots of just a baby sleeping in a crib. There's actually no audio, no video, no nothing.
The thing I don't like about this video is when you search it online, when it pops up, everyone's like 3-5 minutes long.
Yep.
But the actual footage is like 10 seconds.
But there's no... Yeah, but that's a picture.
It's still...
Not actual footage.
Yeah,
it's like a screenshot of a video.
And there's supposedly a face, but it looks like a teddy bear to me.
Yeah. Looks like the kid is sleeping on the legs of a bear, and that's just the bear's head sitting behind it.
Yeah.
And if you notice, most of those screens are very bad anyway, so, it's easy to put something in there.
Yeah, when you got like a 2-inch screen for a monitor, and it's like,
Which
2
can't you...
DPIs,
Can't you transfer the video to a computer, actually? Like, I know with the little nanny bears, you can actually put the footage on the computer. So why didn't they do that? Exactly. It's just a still shot of nothing. And it's grainy as hell.
I want to see the whole video. If they're going to put something out there and want to let us know, hey, this happened.
Yep.
Get a video.
So,
show us the whole video.
Once again, clickbait.
Well, when we were searching this one on YouTube, we also found the possessed toddler.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Which is another nanny cam one. Kid is screaming his head off.
Look like a Wendola to me.
Yeah.
Those ones that are balancing acts.
His eyes are like glowing. Like, I don't know if it's the light bouncing off his retinas. But he climbs up onto the bar of his crib and he like balances and just starts screaming like a banshee. Which right there, it kind of looked cool. You know, it could be maybe if the kid's got good balance. But then he falls backwards and it looks like a really bad editing job.
Yeah,
so like he goes through a thing and like they forgot the render part of it.
So it's a 2-year-old gymnast.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I don't think the balance is even possible for a 2-year-old.
Plus to mention, I don't know any parent who would listen to their kid scream for more than 3 seconds without running in.
Yeah.
Like
And
that kid was screaming bloody murder.
And then it falls on its head.
Yeah, it's like...
And
gets up is like,
That should be entitled not like possessed child. It should be called Call DSS.
Yes.
Like good, bad parenting right there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like they have this video downstairs too. If you're a good parent and you have one of those, you're watching your kid there screaming like, what's the kid screaming about? If my kid jumped up on there, I'd be up there.
Oh, he's just getting a glass of water. He's good.
Quick, call the gym schools. We're going to sign our kid up.
and if they actually weren't watching, why did they go back and look at the footage?
Right.
Yeah.
So they had to have either been watching or heard it and then went and looked and...
Right.
Okay.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
So, could be, could not be. I'm going to lean towards not.
Yeah,
Not.
Definitely not.
But I have some exciting news for us all. We talked about this last episode, how Conjuring 3 was not going to happen due to copyright, or not copyright, legal rights to the stores and stuff.
Yeah.
Prove it.
And it turns out as of like the day after we recorded that, I don't know if they settled or whatever, but Universe, get ready, Conjuring 3 officially happening. Some changes though. James Wan is not going to be directing this one. He directed the first two. He's working on another project, but he will be producing. And the new director has worked on previous ones, I believe. Not only are they announcing Conjuring 3 being official, but they announced the next spin-off in the series. You know, Annabelle and Annabelle 2 being the first.
Yep.
They are going to be doing a Crooked Man movie. The Crooked Man Who Walked a Crooked Mile.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So those two are happening. Annabelle Creation, you know, the Nun's coming out.
Which looks...
Yep. We won't talk about that.
It's kind of like Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting though.
Yep, so...
You know, they got to come out with some more movies that are actually realistic.
Yeah, and you gotta eat your microphone when you talk to me.
Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, you know, lots of cool little things happening out there paranormal wise. And
what the hell?
You guys hear that? Is that my door? I hear my dogs.
Yeah.
Is that?
It's gotta be.
Gotta be a door.
Oh, it is. Oh, what the hell? Hang on one sec. Coming. Be right there. Oh man. Yo, it's the Scolari brothers from down the street.
Come on.
No.
Man.
Great.
Oh, hey boys. What's up?
Me and Tony were wondering if we could play with your dogs.
Yeah,
We like them.
very much.
Oh, not right now. They're upstairs. We're doing a paranormal podcast.
Well, what's that?
It's like radio, but for the internet.
More or less.
No, what's paranormal?
Yeah, we don't get it.
What's paranormal? You know, it's like ghosts and... Tim, help me out here.
Bigfoot and UFOs and anything that's not a paranormal.
Yeah, it's like stuff you can't explain.
Yeah.
Like, I never really had to fully explain this to someone.
Almost like imagination.
But for real?
Real imagination?
I wish there was someone here that could just, like, help us out with this. Like, if someone knew the definition.
I'm pretty sure we know somebody.
Hey, everybody! Mr. Boo here! Sounds like you need some help.
Oh, my God.
Not again.
Damn it.
So you boys want to know all about the paranormal, eh? Well, first, we must discuss what is paranormal. According to the dictionary, paranormal means of or relating to the claimed occurrence of an event or perception without scientific explanation, as psychokinesis, extrasensory perception, or other purportedly supernatural phenomena.
Woo!
Thanks, Mr. Boo. So, you see, kids, that's what we're doing. We're talking about stuff like that.
Because Boo's in the house.
Yeah, God, unfortunately.
Hey, Nunzio, do you think there's other types of ghosts?
Oh, gee, Tony, I don't know. Why don't we ask these fellas? Well, kids, I think I should tell you exactly what a ghost, a spirit, and a poltergeist are. A ghost is the soul of a dead person, a disembodied spirit, imagined usually as a vague, shadowy, or effervescent form, as wandering among or haunting living persons, whereas a spirit is the principle of conscious life, the vital principle in humans animating the body or mediating between body and soul. And a poltergeist, a ghost or spirit supposed to manifest its presence by noises, knocking, etc.
What mean, etc.?
Well, he's kind of right. I mean, so a spirit is what makes us, I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah, like the Holy Spirit, basically.
Yeah, like
That's
if
what you're
you're
referring to.
religious, like
Holy Ghost.
when you
Yes.
die, it
Yeah.
moves on to a better place, if you're lucky.
Yep.
Sometimes a bad place. Sometimes
Well,
it stays.
There's
behind.
purgatory.
Yeah,
Energy that's inside us that leaves our body.
yeah. Everyone's made of energy.
Yep.
Whereas a ghost is more the scary version, I guess some people would say. It stays around and it could be trapped in places, haunt it.
Yeah.
Can be seen sometimes.
Yeah, full
Whereas
body or not.
Whereas a poltergeist, you don't see them at all. They just manipulate the environment. They can move things. They can make noises.
You can knock things off the shelves.
Throw things at you.
Yeah. Their main purpose, as far as I believe, is to get your attention or scare you. Whereas like a ghost is going to haunt a place.
Yeah.
Whoa! Haunting, that sounds really scary.
Well, what is a haunting?
Well, boys, I'll tell you exactly what it means to haunt a place. I'm quite the expert in that. Haunt means to visit habitually or appear to frequently as a spirit or ghost.
Yeah, he's right. Like this guy, he never leaves. Like,
No.
Habitually.
Here every day.
yep. Taking a dump
Yep.
in the shower, he's there.
Oh.
That was just that one time.
So can ghosts actually hurt you?
Well, I would never do such a thing. Ha ha ha! I'm your friend. Let's be pals. Take a fight. Boo! Boo!
Mr. Boo, seriously, you need to chill out a little bit or you're not going to be on this podcast ever again.
My bad, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, pal.
Well, I'm not your pal, friend.
We're getting sued by everybody now.
Okay, so
Stomach hurts.
okay, so that's kind of a weird question. Like I think that breaks down to the differences between the ghosts, the spirits, the poltergeist, demonic beings.
Yeah.
Some can hurt you. I think it takes a lot of energy for these things to even be around us, let alone try to do anything. So they have been known to hurt.
So some have more energy than others.
Some do. There's a lot of different theories. You know, a lot of our equipment picks up energies, and you'll notice spikes when ghosts are supposedly around.
Yeah.
There's also devices that create energy, which we've tried to use before. Can we say it's 100%? No.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, most stuff in this field, you can't say it's 100% effective.
Yeah.
Because we just don't know enough about it. But I've also heard theories that it's the energy our auras give off,
Mm-hmm.
because that's essentially part of our spirit, that a spirit or a ghost can take that energy, and that's what they're looking for. That's why people who are more open to spirits or the paranormal, that's why they're able to see or hear more often than the guy who doesn't believe. It's because they're pumping out this energy themselves.
So just because a ghost is inhabiting an area does not mean it's actually haunting it.
No,
It's just there.
He could be just there,
Would that
passing
be
through.
residual?
Well, it could be residual or it could be intelligent.
Wow, that sounds crazy. What's the difference between inhabitant and rediminals?
No, you
Haunting.
idiot. It's intelligent.
Oh, inhabitant and rediminals. Haunting. Another great question, boys. What is the difference between residual and intelligent? Well, residual means pertaining to or constituting a residue or remainder, remaining, leftover.
I was gonna say leftovers.
Well, yeah, he's got that right. It's kind of like the best analogy I've heard is the skipping record.
Yeah.
It's something that happened there, and for some reason that energy,
It's on repeat.
it's on repeat. It doesn't know anything's interacting with it. It doesn't know anything else goes on but it. It's just over and over again. So it just repeats. Could be certain things cause residual hauntings, whether it be like weather, times of the day, you know, even like a train going by could trigger like something that has happened in the past and it will happen again.
Traumatic things.
Traumatic things are a big part. It's almost like, have you ever seen the nuclear shadows, I think they call them?
No.
Where people were standing there, and when the bomb went off, their shadows actually got fused
Oh yeah.
to like
I
the
know
walls
yeah, I
and
know
like
what you mean.
stairs.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like I
Like
can almost picture like
imprints?
that. It's an imprint
Yeah.
stuck on or stuck in the location.
Wow.
Whereas an intelligent one is it's smart. It knows it's there. Maybe it doesn't know why. Maybe it doesn't know that it's dead, but it can interact with its surrounding, with other people.
Well, I guess it kind of goes off what theory you go with. There's some where ghosts remember their life,
Yeah.
and there's some where ghosts don't remember anything,
Yep.
and they don't know why they're there. They don't know what happened to them previously, what caused everything.
A lot of times you'll see that with like a traumatic death.
Yeah.
Someone dies through an accident or a freak thing. They don't know they're dead. Like, where if you're laying in bed and you know, like, you got a week left because you have cancer,
Yeah.
you're preparing yourself. Like, you know, my time is over. I got to get ready for the next stage.
Well, I guess it would also depend on why they would still be here.
Yeah.
For what they died and why they're still hanging around.
Unfinished business. You know, I've heard of cases of, like, some people just liked the location so much. It was their favorite place in life, so they stayed. You know?
There was a video also that they've shown many a times on online that states that there was an accident, a car accident, and the car accident ended up
Did you
being.
hear that?
You hear those people laughing and talking?
What was that? Was that residual?
I think so.
Okay, that's kind of creepy. Yeah, one sec. Did you hear anything, Trina? Yeah, I did. Was it in the house or was it outside? Oh. So I live in the ghetto, and we're being attacked by crackheads. There it is
There's
again.
again. But it sounds like somebody's actually in the house.
Huh? Is it out front? Oh. All right, so ignore that.
So, anyways, as I was saying, you know, an accident scene. They showed this video. It's actually a pretty popular video that you can look up. It was an accident scene where someone had gotten killed, and at the moment that that person left their body, it showed a shadow come out of.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, that was a pretty neat video. Now, what kind of haunting would that be?
Well, it depends. Where's the spirit going? It could be just passing on, you know?
Yeah, because they saw it stood right there. I mean, it stayed there for probably, I'd say, 10, 15 seconds, then dissipated.
I was just reading about the study this guy did, trying to prove that we have spirits. Because, you know, a lot of people out there don't believe. They say you die, you're dead. We're just machines that run when we break down to the junkyard. And I don't know how long this took, but every time someone died, he kept them on a scale. And it seemed that every time someone died, as soon as they died, they would get like 9 grams lighter or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, but don't you also like void your bowels and everything?
But that takes a little while. Like
Does it?
maybe it's the breath in your lungs. You let out your last
Yeah, it could
breath.
be because
But
everything
you're on
loosens
a
up and
scale,
everything.
though.
But how much does air weigh? You know,
I
like
don't know.
it was a decent amount, not like a huge amount. It's not like pounds.
It was noticeable.
Yeah, like super noticeable. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But
So how do you sign up for that class? I mean, how did that happen?
I
You say,
think this
oh,
was
by
like
the way, I know you're dying. Can you sit on a scale? For
I
the
think this
last,
back
like,
when the
2
world was
days?
still black and white before
Yeah.
we were in color. But there actually are 2 more styles of haunt. Well, let me rephrase that. There actually is another type of haunting which we didn't talk about, and maybe this will scare these kids out of here. We didn't talk about demonic hauntings.
The best kind.
What? What's a demon? Little Tony! Tony, do you hear what they said? The demons!
I hear 'em.
Well, kids, a demon is an evil spirit, devil, or fiend.
Yep, just like Mr. Boo.
Devil or a fiend.
Pretty cut and dry.
So, don't necessarily look like in the movies with the red skin and the horns and the beards and pitchforks, but
I mean Darth Maul.
yeah.
Yeah.
But We have never seen one ourselves in an investigation. We've heard them. They sound terrifying.
Yeah.
Check out episode 2 of our web show. You'll hear some demonic voices. And those little barks you hear are not demons. Those are my puppies. They're being punished. No, they're not punished. They like to jump. So they are going to stay upstairs until we're done with this podcast. So just ignore them. But, so demons, yeah. They are evil.
Powerful.
Their main goal here, I would believe, is to make us suffer. May not be right away. It might not be like, demon moves in your house and then he's like stabbing you in the ass. Like, might be there for years just watching you. Like, they have unlimited time. You gotta remember, time is a man-made thing. In other realms, it doesn't exist, as far as we know.
Torment.
So they could wait forever and just wait for the right time. But yeah, we've dealt with them before. We've been attacked by them. Years and years ago, we did an investigation. Me and Sam, I think, might have talked about it on the first episode, where the Faces of Phobia investigation, where we all got followed home and attacked over the next week, and we had to do all this crazy cleansing and stuff. But yeah, they're evil. Don't like them. Don't ever antagonize them. Don't give them any leeway. Best thing to do is just let them know you're in command. This is your realm. They have no authority here.
Well, isn't that like a typical issue? People don't know what they're talking to, who they're talking to. They think they're talking to somebody, and then they give something
It's my
power.
sister. It's my brother.
Yeah, it's my grandma.
Demons will never come out and say, "Hey, look at me, I'm a demon." The first one we encountered was pretending to be a little girl named Emily. This one we're dealing with at the last at Brian's house. We can give out his first name. It's not afraid to let it, like, we've seen photos where they look like horn faces kind of like appear in, and there's some weird stuff. But definitely the sound of the voice is something terrifying, and
Very,
it's
very
not
deep
afraid to.
and guttural.
Yeah, and we refer to it as the horned one. And whenever we ask that,
The
it
horned figure.
always laughs at us in this terrifying laugh, or talks to us.
We caught that on our camera too.
Yep.
That's how it sounds. So, yeah, that's been scary, but intriguing in the same realm. It's like it's something that we're dealing with now, and we're finding out ways to try to figure out how to combat it, I guess is the word.
Yep. Well, I think a good rule too is if you think you have a spirit in your house, I've never known a spirit to really just say, "Hey, I need help," or "Can you do something for me?" Like, I've only heard ghosts that whisper in my ear that one time. A couple of times you think you hear something, then EVPs. Like, when you do get them, you might get a full sentence once in a while, but it's not going to be like, "Hey, buddy, I'm a kid. Can you help me out? Just open yourself up a little bit more." Spirits don't do that.
No.
Spirits, more often than not, are just as afraid of you as you are of them.
Well, they'll have to listen to the next episode because they're going to find out exactly what a full sentence sounds like. That demonic sentence, it still gives me the chills and stuff like that when you hear it. It's pretty intense.
Would you say it's a common thing?
Demons, no. This group's been active for about 8 years now, as a full team, and we've encountered them twice that we know of. Once in our second year, I want to say, and then back in, when did we go to Brian's? April, May, something like that.
April.
And we're going back there in 2 weeks from today.
Yep.
So mark it in your calendars.
Yeah, now it knows us. It knows us personally. It's called me out many a times. It's been very active. So and plus, didn't we do a cleansing last time we were there too? So
Yep, and it's apparently angry now. So
I was going to say that. That'll piss it off.
So yeah, that's another thing. Just be careful of what you do, because I don't know, like, a lot of people sage. Sage for me has always been a religious means. Native Americans have done it. Pagans use it. I actually looked into the science, and when you burn sage, it releases a smoke that somehow affects the electrons in the atmosphere, and it kind of negates the energy around it, which is kind of cool. Like, you're literally like killing the battery that powers these things. That's what's they don't have power to be around anymore.
Neutralization.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
But I always wondered, maybe you guys can put in your 2 cents. So, like, let's say there is something in your house and you want it gone. And you're like, oh, I'm going to go down to my local church, talk to the priest. And he comes up. He's like, I got my holy water. I'm going to bless this house. And your ghost is Jewish. Like, is that going to be a scenario? Is it just
Also top.
Is it just like
I don't
the
really...
presence of the holiness, or like the strength that you have because you believe in yourself, or like me? Like, what if I die and I'm a ghost? Like, I'm pagan. Like, if I became a vampire and you hold up a cross, like, I'm like, yeah, cool, thanks. I'm gonna use this.
That has no power here.
Yeah, like, do you have to have the opposite of what it was or what it belongs to?
I think it all depends on what actually happens when you do die, because when you die, you apparently see God and you make a decision on where you want to go, typically, depending on what else may happen beforehand. Yep. So I don't... When you die, you obviously figure something out if something does actually happen. So I think it doesn't really matter what you believe in or what religion you were prior to dying. I don't really think that's going to affect anything.
Yeah.
I believe you have a choice.
Yeah.
You know, you're given that conscious choice to say, hey, your past life is your past life, and then you have a choice now to repent and move on, or believe what you still believe in and go elsewhere.
There's probably like a few different stages. Like there's obviously like the purgatory thing where you're just kind of nowhere. There's obviously the
work to be done.
Yeah, stage where the ghosts are. Then there's supposedly heaven and hell. So it all depends on what really happens exactly. I'm sure there's like steps that get carried out and everything, but
I guess we won't know that until we're actually there. But I mean, it makes sense. It does. It makes sense. I mean, in that aspect, it's like we would think that we would have a choice, like I said, and when a lot of times they state that if all is forgiven if you ask, and if you decide to repent, and obviously there's probably steps in certain situations that aren't as easy to repent. You have to do work, and I believe purgatory has a lot to do with it.
Then there's like the every movie has it, the white light. Do you go to it? Do you not? Well, what happens if you don't?
Right.
Because clearly if you go to it, something's going to happen, but if you stay, then depending on what movie you go off of, that's where technically you're a ghost and you stay here and you do whatever you do.
Right.
So what do you what if you think you have a ghost in your house? Like, what do? How do you find it and know it's really a ghost? Do you have like a backpack?
Yeah, is there any way to detect that?
As a matter of fact, kids, there sure are.
Yep. Thanks, Boo.
You got it, Ben.
So there are a couple ways, kids. Big ways, the main ways, I should say. Night vision cameras.
Yep.
That way you can see in the dark. That seems to be when the most paranormal stuff happens.
That's a stable.
They actually record in IR light or infrared, which is a spectrum of light our eyes cannot see. Sometimes you'll use other cameras like a full spectrum, which covers every spectrum of light. Ourselves, we tend to stick with just the plain old night vision IRs. They work really good. The other big piece of equipment we use is audio recorders, which you can just get at your local Walmart or Target, like $40. And we just record sound and hopefully catch your voice, get an EVP.
What's EPV?
Electronic voice phenomena.
What's that mean? What's electronic voice phenomena?
So an electronic voice phenomena is you capture a disembodied voice on audio.
All right. What we use is a recorder, and what happens is we end up recording voices. We ask questions. For example, in what we do in our ghost hunting, as far as using an EVP recorder, we'll set a recorder. We'll ask questions, and we'll get responses, but we might not hear them a lot of times. For example, we've had some that we were like, "Did you hear those voices?" And then we played the recorder back, and there it was. It was actually voices that were imprinted on the tape itself.
Cool!
Yeah.
But what if there's a ghost in our house?
Yeah, we don't want him there.
How can you get rid of a ghost? Why would you want to do that?
Can't imagine why.
Not at all.
No, it's not like it's Casper hanging out in your house most of the time.
Casper? He's a pussy.
Mr. Boo, there's kids here, please.
Sorry.
Profanity.
Casper's a friendly ghost. What are you talking about?
So, can you get rid of ghosts? I believe the easy answer is yes.
Sometimes it can be very difficult, though.
Yep.
It depends on what haunting it is, also. You know, if you have a residual haunting, they're more apt to, you're able to get rid of them. You know, that's one of the things that, like with a residual haunting, if you do a blessing, for example, with white sage, burning sage, and we had already gone over that before, that pushes the spirit out. But there's a right way and a wrong way of doing things, and I've seen a lot of people just go in and burn it. And
Why don't we go over a couple ways? I would recommend before trying any of these methods to make sure it's the right method for you research it a little bit more. But sage burning, I've done that a few times. The method I use is you open all the windows in the house so the spirit has a way to leave. And you get your smudge stick or your bundle of white sage or your cauldron with your sage in it, and you light it so it smokes, and you walk clockwise around each room. And while you're doing that, you state, you know, this is your home, or these spirits are no longer welcome. They need to move on. And you have to believe your words. That's a big part of it.
all four corners of a room.
Yep.
Definitely.
I usually go clockwise. I usually start in the northern end of each room, work my way around. Do each floor. If there's big closets, do closets.
Attics, basements.
And then when you're done, you
Crawl
close all the
spaces.
windows. Heads up, sage smells like weed to some people, marijuana. So like someone who's not used to it might be like, "Yo, what's going on over here?" So if you live in one of those states where it's frowned upon, Massachusetts, I think it's like now legal.
Legal.
Yeah, it's legal.
Absolutely.
Shows how much I party. Yeah, they might be a little, I don't even know the word I'm looking for. They might be turned off a little by what you're doing. Another way is blessings, holy water, which I don't know much about because I don't do that.
Well, I think, first of all, if you're using holy water, you need to have someone on a cloth, someone that does that. That's, because you don't want to be a hypocrite. You don't want to do something like this.
That's why I'll never do it.
You get into, leaving yourself susceptible to demonic stuff. If you do something wrong and don't do your research, it leaves you susceptible to attachment or attack or anything like that. So, leave it to the professionals, the people who really know what they're doing.
Yep. I think worst case scenario, you could probably head to your local church and seek guidance. I know all around here we're in like small towns out here, so they will go out to a house and do a blessing or two. Some holy water sprinkling. Sam used to do that type of stuff. Sam was a minister, ordained minister.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a little bit of training that. He actually spends time with the monks every year. Well, he did. Now he lives out in Utah. But there are other ways, if you have other religious beliefs or if you want to get more sciencey. First thing you do, get an EMF detector and walk around your house and make sure it's not like a fuse box pumping out crazy activity.
That we've seen.
We've seen a
cable
power
box.
pack for Comcast cable. The insulation had blown in it, and it was blown out of 48, I think, on the
48.
EMF.
Causing
0.1 is like kind of high for a house. If you see that, it's kind of weird.
headaches. Feel like you're walking in.
Yep.
mud.
So the client had that replaced, and now it's better. But every culture has its ways of cleansing.
So would you say getting rid of a ghost is killing it?
No, I would say it's
Or just pushing it out and moving it somewhere
it's
else?
moving it somewhere else, which we don't know. Is it moving on to a better place? Like, is it going to like heaven, or it's next step?
Yeah.
Or is it just
Sitting out on the sidewalk.
it's like great. Let's see if the neighbor's home and see if I can crash here for a bit. That's why it's always good to like research properties. If you're investigating like a house with a haunting, libraries, police stations, fire departments, talk to these people. You can find out stuff, Google stuff, see if there was an accident. Why is this person here? Was it a car accident? They don't know they're gone. Just talk to them. Say, hey, you're dead.
Yeah.
Time to GTFO.
And doing all that, you'll actually find out if it possibly isn't a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, history. History is a big thing. You have to do your due diligence for all of the people that you're involved with.
Yep.
You don't want to go there and say, oh, wow, your cabinet doors are opening. You must be having a haunting. You want to look into things like that. you know, it's a lot of times people will call you up and go, oh my God, my house is haunted. Like, I'm hearing people talking all the time. They may live in an apartment complex and somebody could have walked by. You don't know. But if you don't do the history of the property first, if you find out actual things that have happened, like you said, for example, a car accident or something, a tragic death, you know, someone could have fell down the stairs. If you're hearing constant things that are happening like that, it kind of pinpoints to what's there. But it's not always self-evident. I mean, a lot of times you'll get stuff and you go, oh, it's just something quiet. Like, for example, a couple of our investigations. Oh, yeah, it seemed like it was just a friendly haunting. And then we actually went there again, the theater.
Yep. Well, speaking of doing your homework, too, like doing research and all that, like, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you watch all the ghost shows on TV, which is an hour long. You cut out your commercials. On average, 42 minutes is an episode.
Yep.
What you don't realize is that the people investigating there, more often than not, are there for a minimum of 3 nights, 8 hours a night. So that's 24 hours right there that they're working. Then you got to figure, maybe not them personally, but the staff for the show, they're researching the property. You know, that takes weeks.
Yeah.
Interviews, you got to talk to people, get the tours. Like, that's hours upon hours. Like,
then it's all your video evidence.
then it's the review. And it's like, there's a lot to it.
Work.
Yep. I'm surprised we even have time to do a podcast with the way we've been cracking out stuff.
One time I saw a movie and these guys were catching ghosts. Can you catch them?
I'd say no.
Don't really think so.
I would say no, too, just because, as far as we know, they're just energy. Like, there's no substance to them. It's
no
not even physical.
scientific box that says, "Oh, we can keep this energy trapped in a box."
I was gonna say, is there a way to bottle energy? I don't think you can. I mean, you can bottle like a fart.
Well, they make like the Faraday cages and stuff, but still, like, I'm just picturing being a ghost and be like, "Hey, what's this big jail cell looking thing in here? Maybe I'll peek in there and have a seat." No, like, I'm not gonna go near.
Mice go for it.
Well,
Yeah, but
here's
we're
the thing,
smarter than
too,
mice.
is they go through walls and everything else. So how are you going to keep something in a box? It's
Yeah.
just
Why do they go through walls?
That's a good question. That's
because it's energy. Energy's going to pass through. It's not going to have to open a door.
and a lot of times you'll see, if you look at a floor plan of a building, maybe when they were alive, that door or that wall they're going through was a door back in their time.
Yep.
So they're not technically always living in our time. Like, they could be part their time. Like, there's no I wish you could see my hand gestures because it's describing this perfectly, the word I'm looking for. There's no boundaries, I guess, to where they are,
Right.
when they are. Like, they could be multiple places, multiple times at once.
For example, you could have a hotel that was built in the 1700s, and then they remodeled it in the 80s, and they changed the floor plan. And if there was a person that had passed away in there and was constantly walking the halls, if that hall was changed one way or another and it became rooms, that ghost would actually go the same hallway, but it would actually be going into rooms that are in there. So that's something I've seen too. That's well known, as far as hauntings.
Well, guys, you've been a big help. Now, if anyone wants any more information about what you do, where can they go?
Yeah.
Great question.
Well, kids, if anyone wants to find out more, they can head on over to www.pioneervalleyparanormal.com. Or you can head over to our Facebook, our YouTube, our Instagram, our Twitter, and check out all we have to offer.
Thanks, Boo.
You're welcome.
Has Boo left the building?
I hope so.
No. Not yet. I'm leaving. No. I'm back. I tripped. Have you seen my little ghost shoe? And now I'm going. Back.
Boo, get the fuck out of here!
Okay, bye.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of People vs. Paranormal. I am your host, Ben.
I'm Tim.
I'm Anthony. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Boo!
Bitch! Son of a bitch!
Hey, Nunzio, do you think there's other types of ghosts?
Oh, gee, Tony, I don't know. these fellas here? Why don't we ask the... I don't know, Tony. Why don't we... Jesus, God damn it, Tony. I don't know. I'm scared. Why don't we ask these fuckers? What the fuck?
It was perfect until you started laughing.
I don't know, Tony. Why don't we ask these fellas?